Hey everybody, it's Don B Welch, and I am happy to be here with you this afternoon. Well, actually, it's almost early evening. I'm in a favorite place of mine, the park. I like to come to the park to write, and they even have my cast of different shows out here. We just sometimes even rehearse out here. You can't beat just being outside, and especially in the LA area right now because the weather is so great. But I'm just really so happy to be able to talk to you about a couple things. One, a lot of you may know my stage play The Divorce is coming to LA June the 18th and 19th at the Wilshire E. Bell Theater, and it's an all-star cast led by Dawn Lewis, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Tatiana Ali, Dorian Wilson. A lot of you will know Dorian from the Parkers, TV show The Parkers. Two 1970s icons, really, Freda Payne and Judy Pace, along with KJLH's Tammy Mack, Jermaine Jaycox, Amantha Donnelly, and and Tiffany Snow. So we're gonna have a great time. Just come out. It's a show that I know all of you will enjoy. Sometimes people ask me, how did I get started in theater? Why did I stay in theater? Because actually I'm celebrating maybe like 20 years in theater. To me, it's the truest form of expression and being able to come alive on stage and do what actors do. So the writing and directing of that, you can't beat it. You know, I've dealt with television. I'm actually doing some films now, and I love it. But abandoning theater would be something I would never do, because theater, to me, is the truth. As a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, the best actors come from theater. The truest form is theater to me, because number one, you can never beat that. It's the truth. There's no cut, let's go back, let's do it. It's in your face, it's live, it's intimate, whether you are in a 99-seat house theater or you're in a 2,000-seat theater. It's still very intimate because people can actually feel the energy and see the energy of the actors on stage. And if it's something that's really well written, whether it's a comedy, drama, or musical, it transcends even more than you think. Movies and television are wonderful. Like I said, I'm dabbling in those now, but I call those quick fixes. Theater is the bomb, because you are able to, a character is able to really go through much more development before your eyes than you looking at a film or a television show. We take the time to be able to give you a beginning, a middle, and an end of each character. You know what I mean? So I will never abandon theater. I love it. It's not a very lucrative business. It can be, you can live on it if you're successful, and I thank God I am successful to the point that I can live on it. But here's the thing. It is, to me, once again, the most truest form of artistry when it comes to acting. So I'm just excited about The Divorce and so many other shows that we have going. I've written and directed 19 stage plays. My very first one was really a gospel comedy musical called Take It to the Lord or Else. And it was back in Philadelphia, and let's don't worry about what year that was, but it was back there. And it starred the actress from Sanford and Son, who has since passed on, LaWanda Page, Aunt Esther. A lot of people will remember Aunt Esther. But she was my first noted actress who came on board to do a Don B. Welch production. And I've been so blessed over the years to have so many wonderful actors and singers that you would know and some that you would not know come on board because they believe in what I'm doing, and they really want to be a part of it. I mean, Marla Gibbs, singer Mary Wilson from the Supremes, Kenny Lattimore. I said Dorian Wilson and Vanessa and Dawn and Tatiana Ali, Essence Atkins. I mean, the list could go on and on. Loretta Devine. Loretta actually did some tour dates with my show called Hallelujah Mahalia, which is the life story of Mahalia Jackson. And we're going to bring that back to LA again sometime this year also. But I just love theater. I mean, no matter what else I do in this industry, theater is really, to me, something that I would never abandon no matter what happened. I don't care if I had a $300 million blockbuster film, and I probably will one day. I would still not abandon theater, because it's nothing like sitting in that audience and watching and really being able to see the reaction of people watching and enjoying and expressing emotions to something that you wrote. There's nothing like it. to be able to see that, and whether there's a tear that has dropped because it's an emotional scene, or it's something very comedic and they're laughing. When you get a chance to see something like that, and you know it's something that you wrote, and you are touching people's lives on a very, very I consider an intimate basis, you cannot beat that no matter what. So I mean, so I'm really thrilled about, and these are all these ladies and gentlemen who have come on board for the divorce. They could be doing, so many of them are doing other things. Tatiana right now is starring in her own sitcom, Love That Girl. Vanessa Bell Calloway is co-starring as a almost a serious regular on my girl Jada Pinkett Smith's show Hawthorne. And then you have Dawn Lewis, who is on The Secret Life of the American Teenager on ABC Family. So, these actresses don't have to do Don B. Welch theater. They do it for several reasons. One, because they really, I think, really respect what I'm trying to do, and also the positive images that I put across dealing with African American women. Something that we really don't always get. And I know that if you're watching television and film and a lot of theater, some of the stuff that comes through town, you've got to be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you, even if you're sitting there watching it, because oftentimes the depiction of our people is just so negative. And I do believe that there is room for everything and everybody in every form. I think freedom of speech and all that stuff is great. But at the end of the day, it's really what you're putting out there and how you're feeding the people, which is going to be a lot of times the end result of what you get back in from what they come to see. So, I mean, I love doing what I do, and I got to give a shout out to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, because they have been in my corner for so many years. I mean, just the support, tremendous support, but and people would think because they're so involved in film and television that they're a little bit removed from theater. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, my stage play, The Bachelorette Party, was the first play that Will really endorsed. What I mean by that is when the play went out on the road, it said Don B. Welch Productions, in association with Will Smith, presents The Bachelorette Party. And that was an awesome thing for me, because this was an area that he had not ever really put himself in. And of course, what has happened now, him and Jada, along I think with Jay-Z, are responsible, very much so, for the success of, I always say it wrong, it's not Fela, it's Fela. Yes, on Broadway, and now I think it's in London. So, I mean, just to have these two icons of the movie world and television world embrace theater and embrace me because of what I do, and they know what I do, you can't beat that with a stick. So when I'm not writing and directing and putting these plays on, I'm writing novels. Right now, I'm signed to Random House Publishers in New York, and I'm working on my third book. My first book was The Bachelorette Party. The second one was In My Sister's House. Very successful book. Thank God people went out and bought it. And I'm working on my third one right now, which I got to kind of keep under wraps. Maybe if I get a chance to talk to you again, I'll let you know. But, I know a lot of you are watching this. Continue to support theater, especially whether you call it African American theater, whether you call it black theater. It is so important, because these actors work so hard to do this and to bring these stories alive. Now, there's a lot of bad stuff out here too. You have to somehow put yourself in a position to weed yourself away from it, because in Hollywood, a lot of times the industry people don't go to theater, and I used to say, why don't you go to theater? And they would say, well, because some of it it's so bad. Until I actually went to see some of it, I can understand. But there's some good theater too, and I'm not just the only one writing and directing it. You have some people that are really, really, really doing their thing. There's a young lady by the name of Brandy Burks here in LA who has been writing and directing and producing her own work for the last few years. And what's great about what she does is it's always a very heavy, inspirational, spiritual message. I like that. You can bring your family. Now, some of the stuff I put out, it's all true, and it's all relative, and it's all life, but it's not all for children. A lot of times, and I will let you know that, because I do believe that you should have children in a children's place. So, I mean, there's a gentleman by the name of Cosman Russell. Cosman is coming back on the scene with his theater productions and doing some things this year. I believe at the Stella Adler. So, just continue to support theater, come out. But right now, let's talk about the divorce before I get off and get out of here. The divorce is at the Wilshire E. Bell Theater. It's June 18th and 19th. That's Saturday and Sunday, Father's Day weekend here in Los Angeles. Tickets are available at all Ticketmaster locations. You can go to the E. Bell box office. You can call Inglewood Tickets at 310-671-6400. I'm Don B. Welch, writer, director. You have been watching me on Black Theater USA. Thank you so much. Hope to see y'all out at the show.